1967, President Lyndon Johnson had already signed into law two civil rights bills, but he couldn't get much traction on a housing law. So he flattered a new young senator, Walter Mondale, into helping lead the push for a housing bill in the Senate.
Now, Walter Mondale was picked because everyone else had turned Lyndon B. Johnson down.
Everyone else was too smart to take it on.
Exactly. Housing was toxic. All of the other civil rights laws, they were kind of designed to shake their, fingers at the recalcitrant South and make the South behave.
And that's exactly what Mondale told you.
That's right. The housing bill was considered the first Northern civil rights bill. It was easy for Northern liberals to support the 65 Voting Rights Act and the 1964 Civil Rights Act, but they balked.
Mondale told Nicole that when he brought up a housing bill, some liberal Northern senators told him,
"You're embarrassing us with this. You're making us look like hypocrites by introducing this bill, and we can't support it."
By exposing our hypocrisy, you're making us look like hypocrites.
That's exactly right.
The idea that housing was a northern problem, as well as a southern one, was also made clear when Reverend Martin Luther King went to Chicago to push for what he called open housing.
When he started moving his movement northward to address housing segregation, that's when he began to lose a lot of support. The white liberals who had supported his campaign in the South began to abandon him. When he was marching for housing integration in Chicago, an angry mob hit him in the head with a rock.
More and more Americans were finding blatant racial discrimination to be gross and unacceptable. But that didn't mean they were prepared for their own lives to change. What Mondale figured out was that the Senate version of that disconnect, if you leveraged it right, might work in the Fair Housing Bill's favor.
He starts to gather testimony from veterans, African Americans who had fought in Vietnam and who were serving in the military, and the trouble that they were having after coming back from fighting for this country and then coming home and not being able to find housing because of their race. And one of the testimony that really started to change minds was Carlos Campbell.
There's no recording of Campbell's testimony, but it's in the written record. He was a lieutenant in the Navy, a navigator, who'd been serving for 8 years and was still on active duty when he was assigned to the Defense Intelligence Agency in Arlington, Virginia. He said he spent weeks going to more than 30 apartments in the area wearing his uniform, which he described as complete with gold stripes and gold wings. Some places told him flat out, "We aren't integrated." Others turned him away by saying that they had an exceptionally long waiting list, or that it would take at least 4 weeks to process a routine application. Finally, the only way that Campbell, a military officer who had been hired by the Pentagon, the only way that he was able to find a place for his family to live was by renting the home of a fellow military officer